Alright, so let us begin the session. JP will be joining us midway through. So as a quick reminder, what happened last time? The City of Hope and its valiant, glorious defenders have successfully fended off the massive assault by the Horde of Pestilence, the host of Pestilence, led by two Night Lords, Beelzebub, the Lord of Lies, and Rotcrutch, the Lord of Decay. As Ibrahim face-tanked the one of them for most of the fight, the others swiftly, or less swiftly, but decisively dealt with the other foe and countless swarms of enemies that were brought to bear against the city. But you were prepared, you had time, and you... Compared to every other fight you had, every other challenge against the Night Lords that you had, this felt the easiest one. Like the easiest one. Even if some of you, looking at Dolan, went down once or twice. And not long afterwards, pretty much not, apart from giving yourselves time to recuperate in the immediate aftermath, as the rest of the city was handling the mop-up operations, you promised, Dolan contacted the city of Bright Glaciers and promised that assistance help will be coming soon enough. And for the proper start of the campaign, I do have like two more scenes ideas for what happens during the rest, during sleep. But for this session, I'm gonna do something a little bit different, that I don't usually do this method of storytelling. But I have a strong confidence that this will not feel like reloading to you, Captain, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But this is the first scene we will see for this session, flashing forward a little bit. As Ibrahim, you are standing on top of the Titanic sea serpent. Even in your large, buffed out form, you are but a slightly larger speck moving along the spinal ridges, basically scales that for regular humans might as well be small hills or mountains. All around you, there's a raging magical hurricane, or not tornado, hurricane, pretty much class 6 magical, as we are in the eye of it. The wind is howling. The oceans, the sea, you do not really see it due to the distance and darkness, but you can hear the rage of the ocean, the wrath of the tempest. And yet, despite the sounds, despite being deafened by this environment, you can still hear the call out of your fated quarry.
I'm finally here.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Ibrahim! You have finally come, Gladiator.
What? Hellstrom?
You missed the entire thing about this. This is like in medias res scene. The beginning of the session.
God damn it, Cap.
No, Okay. I promise I didn't miss anything. I guess I got lost somewhere in the nuance. What am I missing?
The nuance
Who is
is
yelling
that this scene, as sometimes some DMs use it, is that we are flashing forward a bit, that this scene is happening before returning to present time, and we pretty much know this scene will happen. We're just setting it up here. If I need to
Ooh.
give like a very rudimentary explanation.
Okay, so I'm on the back of the giant sea serpent, and my name is being yelled out. I'm being called Gladiator, Ibram. And that this is a flash forward moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And what I went with is that I hope this will not feel like a railroad, but considering how hyped you were for the possibility of having a duel with him, and what was implied beforehand, I had a strong suspicion that Ibram would have went for this chance either way.
To finally fight him? The answer is yes.
Yes. And yes, continuing as the Lord of Might steps forward, his silhouette emerging from the darkness as it's brightened up by the occasional thunderstorms, lightning strikes happening all around. He continues to shout, "Are you ready for your final test? Are you ready to reach the top of the mountain? Or will you die like the rest of them? Do not disappoint me!" As he raises his fists and assumes a fighting position, his facial expression hiding doesn't bother hiding the amount of bloodlust and excitement he feels at finally meeting what he believes to be the worthy quarry.
I see. Am I able to respond?
Yeah.
It is finally time to see which one of us is truly the strongest on this planet. And I am more than excited to put you down. And then I will assume a fighting position.
Right. And with that, the battle begins. But before we see how it enacts and figure out where this serpent actually is, let's revert time just a little bit. As the party is, at least some of them, are in the middle of resting after tedious, maybe not so difficult, but still lethal and what's the word I'm looking for? Dangerous fight and tremendous amount of work has been done. And Dolan.
Oh.
As you are resting, sleeping, you do not have a dreamless sleep. This doesn't interrupt your rest. You still get the benefits of full rest, but in your dreams, you find yourself sitting in a meditating position, and mirroring you right on the opposite side is, well, you. The younger you. The one that, now that you look at his form in a more calmer situation, you clearly see that one of his eyes is... It's not really plucked out, but it's definitely glowing with reddish power, energy. And one of his arms is not... doesn't look healthy. Looks more like a... almost like a skeleton with like barely any flesh hanging onto it. Something that has been grafted on.
Like necrotized, almost. Like
Yes,
mummified.
yes, that's the... Yeah, necrotized, yeah, that's the good word for it.
I imagine it's like the camera pan of like the Matrix. As us, like, it's just looking at me and then the camera turns and then there's the two of us in like a white background.
Yeah. When it comes to environment, yeah, that works completely for me. Like, however you want to adjust it.
His eyes like open, and they see his other self. And he says, "First you tried to kill me, and then you saved my life. What do you want? What are you?"
When you have taken power from where you should not, I was something else. I was angry. I still am, but now that I've been a part of you and seen some of your story, I guess being a thief runs in the family. Like father, like son, I suppose. As long... Actually, before he continues, does Dolan react to that comment in any shape or form?
He definitely narrows his eyes, kind of annoyed. But I think maybe like his eyebrow twitches. That's about as much as he's gonna get out of him.
Yeah, sure. And he continues. Now
Monk,
that
there's background noise through your mic.
Yeah, a little bit. But now that we stayed here, there are changes. Your soul changes. Us, me. We have common foes. Darkness is the enemy of all of us. But that doesn't make us friends.
Can I roll insight on his us? Darkness is the enemy
Sure.
of all of us.
Sure. Okay.
27?
With a 27, there's definitely, concerning where you got this, where you grabbed it, from where you grabbed it, there's no active connection, but this part has still fundamentally, as a foundation, has been crafted from the light. And considering how and I apologize, but I believe like the party as a whole has learned the truth, what the light is as the artificial god.
Yes.
And what actually made it, what sort of material was used to make it in terms of minds. So us in this context means, you know, the servants of the light, the warriors of light. I think that's the most truthful answer, unless you were aiming for something else in terms of...
He was kind of specifically thinking like, what's your, like, this being, this like other version of myself, obviously represents the light in some way, but it's unlike other beings of light in that it has like the glowing iron arm. And it's taking on a version of himself, which he assumes that's because he absorbed that power into himself.
Yes.
Um,
That last bit is correct.
so Dylan's wondering what specifically this shard of light's goals are. Like, is it like the greater light as a whole, or does it have like personal goals that it is set to do, like a mission? Or is it just like destroy darkness, make like light win, subjugate and zealotize people, make people fanatical?
Yes, so in the following conversation, because it doesn't really try to hide it, it very plainly states, it was going to before the roll, that we have common enemies, and I will never hinder a servant of light from destroying the minions of darkness, no matter how weak or strong they are. But we both know you are not obedient servant, neither you nor your friends, so as long as we keep fighting the common enemies, all will be well. As I said, we are not friends. And when the time comes, because of course there will be, mortals are very prone to mistakes. And when he says mistakes, and combining that with that insight roll, you have a flashback, which pretty much gives you an answer when exactly the party as a whole got on the light's shit list. When you
The exact moment
broke the seal that held Hellstrom imprisoned.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that.
Sure, some of
I think that's the only reason I'm on a shit list
Yes,
and not
like-
the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I was gonna say that obviously some of you others might have some other sins against the light, but like this one moment, it was like for the entire party was considered, of course, in the light's black and white insane morality.
An unforgivable sin.
Yes, as the
I see.
absolute like you brought
Antithesis.
back you brought back one of the Night Lords into the field, into action, risking who knows how many lives. And of course, it doesn't fucking care that actually Hellstrom, all things considered, alongside Beckett, is one of the more
Chill, kind of.
not chill. I use the other word. Reasonable for a
Yeah.
for a
reasonable.
given value. Like you can understand their motives, what they want and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. Then he'll sort of analyze this creature of light that is within his mind. And he'll say, so you're proposing a truce while we work for a common goal.
Call it whatever you want. I'll just be here because what you have grabbed you cannot simply throw away. I will just simply be here, and when the time comes, when you will cross the line, when you will follow the darker desires of your heart, no doubt believing that you will achieve some greater good, that it's for the benefit of many, no matter how you will rationalize it, a sin in the eyes of the light will still be a sin, and when you will try to commit that sin, I will be here to stop you. And then we will see which one of us, which part of your soul is the stronger one.
He like audibly rolls his eyes. If he could, he would.
Slide whistle noise, like
Yeah. Exactly. And he levels, like, looks dead eye straight into the face of his doppelganger, this light being. And he says, if we joined forces, I would be able to kill these minions of the darkness faster. Instead of you just waiting to kill me, we could team up until I eventually let you down. Because obviously that's going to happen, apparently. I don't know if you have been able to see through my eyes, but I can use all the help I can get right now.
He doesn't give an audible response. Instead, give me a second. My brain is having a stroke.
You're all good.
Consider what response.
Me looks at my 85 maximum health, looks at my cleric's over 200 maximum health. Help me.
Look at
please.
look at Ibram's
Please help.
197 health. Why do you only have 87 health?
Because I'm a little baby.
They're a fucking wizard, dude. That's
I'm a
how it
little
works.
boy. I have the two. I am multi-classed into the two lowest hit dice classes.
And if we were playing 3.5, you would have even less health.
Yeah, I'd have a D4.
No, 2 different sets of D4.
Oh, true. Thank you. I'm spoiled.
Yeah. Great.
Yes, my first health dice D4, and my second health dice also a D4.
Truly, I live in the lap of luxury.
If only. At least then I would have like a 10th level spell.
Hey.
Funny things.
Dirt, before we get it further into the session, have you leveled up to 19?
Please do that
Shit, have I?
if you haven't. Have you?
Because all I can remember is I shouldn't be dying this much. Oh, I haven't leveled up.
Yeah, I haven't
Right,
leveled up
yeah.
since level fucking, what was it, like 14 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says something that even at level 14, you survived a lot of the combats we got into. Still.
I don't know.
Alright, so the only response after a moment of silence, and maybe thought, although the facial expression of the doppelganger doesn't really change, the only answer you receive before this scene, this vision fades, and whatever other dreams come next, or maybe the rest of the sleep is dreamless, the answer is, my help will be granted when it will be needed.
Thank you for being so generous. And then he closes his eyes and wakes up. Oh, never mind.
I'm
Continue.
done.
I thought you were done.
Actually, no, he wouldn't even bother saying like I'm done talking to you. It's just like, yeah, like
Bye.
does that and basically dissipates.
Dolan wakes up and he mumbles, "Never been annoyed by a dream before."
Never. In fact, I've
Been
never
vexed
been
by
this.
a fucking dream.
I've never been this hyped before, Dolan.
Right. Ibrahim, the thing is, I'm gonna be straight flat, I would say, like, I had some time to consider it. I know Ibrahim would have gotten some sort of dream, like, vision, basically giving him, like, a gut feeling, like, oh yeah, it's on. But I'm just, like, not entirely sure what sort of details would work. As in, like, Ibrahim sees, obviously, the mountain of skulls and bodies, and he would probably see himself closer to the top now, like much closer. Sorry, you were trying to say something, Kappa, and I spoke over you.
No. You keep going. I wasn't saying anything.
Hellstrom sitting on top of it and saying, "We are almost to the top, my chosen enemy. Our fight, the legend that will come from it, no mundane battlefield will suffice. But do not worry. I've already ensured that we will battle on top of the world." And as he says that, there's a momentary, like, several lightning strikes, the sounds of thunder all around the mountain of skulls and bones. And he says, unless at this last possible moment, just as you are to reach the top, unless you wish to disappoint me and turn back.
You are my final hurdle, and I will surpass you.
Many warriors have claimed the same boast. Many have tried. Some of them got close, and I've waited years, looking for the one that could finally prove me wrong.
These many warriors are not me, and my desire and my intensity to prove you wrong is beyond any of theirs. I was born in the battlefield, and I will die in it. And you shall be one of the many that have fallen before me, though yours will be truly memorable.
Good words. Strong words. Very well. Despite being a warrior, I have some means of gaining favors. So when the time comes, seek out and follow a bloodied raven.
Bloodied Raven? Is that what was said?
Yes.
Okay.
You will not have to look for it yourself. After all,
I will or I won't. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
You won't have to look for it yourself. As our meeting duel is fated to happen. Believe me that I already know when this battle will take place. I'm sure you will
When-
appreciate the scenery.
I'm sure I will.
Right. And as the vision ends, it ends as multiple lightning strikes happen all at the same time, and for a moment, just behind Hellstrom, there is silhouette of a giant, like absolutely titanic maw. Like maw. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly.
Ma is correct.
Yeah. Opening up and then like swallowing whole this entire scene. Grim vision, which pretty much ends the dream at the end of your long rest. And quick question to Ibrahim: what is his immediate? Because obviously he remembers all of it. So what does he feel in terms of like emotions or thoughts immediately? Or getting that
He wakes up.
confirmation.
He wakes up, and for the very first time in a long time, he doesn't wake up happy-go-lucky. He doesn't wake up worried. He doesn't wake up like he has all of this weight on him. He wakes up locked in. He wakes up ready, emotionally. He is as prepared as he can be. And his expression is just that of someone who is ready to throw down with a rival.
Right. Not sure about the rest of the party, but I'm pretty sure Dolan, as the one that worked with you the longest, will probably notice the change the easiest. That would be my
Oh yeah,
guess.
no. More than likely, Ibram is very consistently a happy-go-lucky person.
Yeah, we go get breakfast or go meet up at the headquarters, and your brow is like super furrowed, and his brow's always furrowed, so there's like nothing different. But he sees that and he's like, "Did something happen?"
Time is approaching. Rapidly.
Uh-huh.
You'll also
We
notice
can't-
that when you do meet up with him, I just want to point this out, that his armor is completely polished. His blade and his shield completely sharpened and maintained, and he's wearing the helm of dread that was given to him, or that he found, and he is completely ornated out as if he is a gladiatorial soldier again. It is a complete attire change. Because his mentality is dress for success. But no,
hey, Gladiator is your background, so that makes sense.
But no, Dolan, he looks at you and says, because I'm assuming that Ibram would have the ability to understand what the Great Maw meant, that he set a backdrop for the battleground, that I'm not just metaing some information.
Considering like the party knows the names of like the Night Lords, like you got that basic information, then yeah, it wouldn't be far stretch to make the connection.
Hellstrom will be meeting us at Jormungandr, and our one-on-one battle will be occurring there, atop his back.
Oh,
The time is nigh.
we're gonna need to commission a painting of that.
Oh, that'd be
Ibram has
cool.
never felt more supported in that moment.
Dylan's like, "I'll be sure to capture it in illusion so the painter can recreate it."
Yes!
Oh, that would be beautiful.
Listen, I gotta support my best friend. I know
Best
he'd want
friend.
that.
Supported. Painting.
I'm gonna be like a fucking camera crew.
I'm sure Hellstrom wouldn't even care either.
Hellstrom would be like, "Fuck yes! Immortalize my glory!" So he'd be down.
I mean,
I'm
like,
sure.
Fucking like walking ring
I mean, I
around them.
pretty much laid it down clearly in the description of the Fated Clash.
Yeah.
like the second paragraph.
I'm gonna have my arcane eye going around the battlefield as well, so I get like the multiple angles.
You
Really
become a
great.
freaking. You're a sports cameraman.
I was kind of thinking of the Nintendo little turtle holding on the cloud.
Oh my god.
Makino?
Lakitu.
The little guy.
By the way, I have more health than Ibram now.
I don't want to hear it.
I have less health than Ibram. I have less health than everyone else on this fucking team.
It's okay. You're baby.
I've made it a long way from not updating my health from like what 84.
Yeah, thank God.
What's your health? What's your health now?
What?
I'm at 192 because I chose to grab the tough feat.
Oh, I'm at 197.
Oh, cool. Never mind then. Nice.
Shadow in the background. What do you mean you've only had 84 health?
7?
I haven't updated my character sheet quite yet.
Yeah, I see
my
that.
1-to-1.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? But yeah, now I see that you had only like it shows 18 for me on my end.
Yeah.
Also,
I haven't 1-to-1 my character sheet yet.
so I don't forget because I almost did. This is the note for the entire party. To wake up, apart from feeling rested, just for the sheer fact of long rest, you feel rejuvenated is not entirely the correct word, but you have a strong sensation that for the rest of your lives, as long as you remain connected to the City of Hope, the Tree of Light, that's Chivis, and every so often return to the place that is your home, you will not even have to worry about a simple cold. All of your characters, so that you don't forget, you can add for the remainder of the campaign resistance to poison damage and immunity to diseased and poisoned condition. Assuming you didn't have that before.
I just went from resistance to immunity. Yeah, let's go.
I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't double up. It's like if you already have resistance. To
Well,
like
yeah,
poison,
I had
then
resistance,
it's
but
resistance.
my poison and disease resistances went to immunity, so I'm not unhappy about that.
I'm now immune to disease. Yippee.
But yeah.
What was it? It was immunity to diseased and what?
Poison
when it comes
effects.
to condition, it's diseased and poisoned condition. That's immunity, and for the damage type, you get resistance to poison.
Cool.
As the effects of the artifact being sacrificed for Chivis, as it continues to spread around, you now very firmly feel its mark upon you. And it's most likely will not be a matter of the campaign as it is, but if in a hypothetical scenario that at any point in time someone from Prismatic Brilliance came across you, they would immediately know. As in, there's no visual tattoo or anything, but there's this specific vibe, scent, magical kind that folks that know what to look for would know. But yeah, sorry, rambling. Yeah, so already, actually, before we jump into like flash forward towards, I guess the party grouping up at the headquarters, because at least it sounded like that way for a few of you. Does anyone else has an outstanding sending issues, quick things that they want to do. And I say quick because from the sounds of it, it's like you do not really have much downtime or at all, because it was a matter of like taking a rest, then grouping up, gathering your stuff, and then just going through and helping out the other City of Light.
Pastor lacks like any healing potions.
Oh,
Yeah, you should probably grab some of those.
you should have some.
What are we grabbing?
Yeah,
I can give you 2 of my greater healing if you'd like.
I would love that.
I
I
will
will
do that.
spend the entire time after the rest just making sure I can bring the cannon with me.
I'll give you 2 greater healing and 1 superior.
Okay. I gotta grab that from the thing then.
Superior and 2 greater for myself.
Wow.
Wow.
Soup.
Oop.
Um,
Bish.
Sadly, the magazines of City of Hopes look slightly dry at the current point in time. They do have ingredients. Like it can be like more of those can be produced, but quite a few resources had to be spent during the siege, and they are still being spent during the mop-up because
Oh, you know
that's
what?
still
Do I
gonna
have
be
enough
taking a while.
to make another potion of heal?
Sure, I believe like at some point in time, even like the recent past, you probably had enough downtime to like attempt.
Okay, okay. What role was that again? Is it just the herbalist kit?
Yes. What, I didn't write it down because I honestly do not remember what was the initial role I gave for that.
I believe it was either medicine or the herbalism kit
I mean,
check.
yeah, the herbalism kit, yes. I just don't remember what the DCI said.
Yeah, maybe it was in... Sure.
Heal
I'm
is
trying to
like
see if it
what?
was written down
Level
anywhere now.
5th spell?
Yeah, so it'd probably
Yeah.
be a pretty high DC. Over 20 probably.
Actually level 6. I think I gave it like DC 20 last time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay.
But yeah, make the roll, and if you succeed, then yeah, you had made the potion.
Oh no. Damn.
I'm gonna be nice and say like, did you do it in private, in the privacy
Oh,
of your like,
wait,
own
I found
thing,
it.
or yeah?
Oh, it just says what role for crafting needed. It doesn't say the DC, damn.
Okay. So, is it something that you are doing just entirely on your own, or did Pastor had foresight to ask for assistance from someone else?
I think Pastor would have gone to Chivas because they are a plant person.
True.
Okay, that's fair. Although to be fair, Chivis cannot give you a flash of genius, but she can give you advantage. So roll again.
Yes. Herbalism kit.
You can just click.
Yeah, click it again. Yeah.
Wow.
By 1 whole extra point.
Can you
Well-
guidance yourself? I don't know if you have guidance as
Do
your
I have
cleric. Do you have
I
guidance?
do have it. I do have
Yeah.
guidance.
But doesn't guidance give you like +1?
No, it's
No,
a D4.
plus 1 d4.
So if he
D4.
rolls the highest, it would actually meet it.
Yeah, go on, roll a 4. Roll a 4.
I believe in you.
You could do it. You could brew 1 potion. Nope.
Well-
They can't.
Never mind.
Beautiful.
Damn it, Jim! I'm a robot, not a doctor.
Yeah, just it's one of
Oh well.
Yeah, I guess like part of the ingredients maybe started getting spoiled or something.
It's been a while, yeah.
Or maybe one of the fucking parts of the herbalism kit wasn't completely, fully, nicely cleaned. Something. Oh dear. And sorry, Sasa, what was you mentioned you were doing something? Yeah, right, bringing the cannons.
Yes,
back,
bringing
right.
the big cannon. Just at least just one because I don't think I can bring that many. But bringing as many cannons as I can, so we can put them on the ships and stuff.
So out of the 3 that were made, and each one was covering, and I'm talking about like the big ones, but we're covering the gates. If you have tried to take more than one, like there will be a lot of pushback from the council, and then saying that sure the networks are dead, but there's still like a whole bunch of swarms that we are still mopping this out, so yeah, we cannot defang our city. But if you're going to help fellow survivors of the light, then okay, one we can stomach. Yeah, sorry, because sometimes when you're saying cannons, I'm like, okay, but which ones do you mean? Because there are like so many times now that I'm getting confused.
Big fucking cannons, BFCs.
Okay,
Are you talking about the ones that we use for the city defense sometimes?
Yes.
Ah.
Well, actually no. I'm being dumb. No wonder you
Yeah,
got
there's
confused.
so many
I'm
kinds.
stupid.
Yeah.
The massive light cannons. The prototype that I've been working on, the one that works with the technology that like glaciers show me, the one with the laser. I was working on making a big one, and we got a prototype working, I believe.
I think that is the one that's used for city defense.
Yes.
Although there was one cannon, we're probably not talking about the same one, because you did spend some time working on the gun that then Castrum used to, well, sacrifice himself.
Mm-hmm. But it's not that. It's like the actual version of it that we have.
Right,
the dwarves and
okay.
I have been working on.
Right, okay, then yeah, you have one. And you can bring it.
Victoriously arrive like, look, big gun.
Of course, at some point, very quickly, as you like gathering up, like there would be question raised. There are questions raised to the party. Out of curiosity, where are you going?
Say that again. I got.
Like there are being question raised. Like at some point, as you like either like gather up, because it like you're not considering the fact that you are gathering up and planning to move out. Like it seems like you're getting ready to like another expedition, and they are being question raised depending on who finds you and talks with you, either Captain Lastimosa or Siderin, or just regular citizens of the City of Hope. That where are you going?
I will cast message to the gang, the NPC gang.
Alright.
Individually to all of them, be like, hey, by the way, we're gonna go help the Bright Glaciers. We'll be back, hopefully within the day. Please message if you need us, and then I will bring us back. Thank you.
Love you, bye!
Love you, bye, miss you, bye.
Right.
Kisses, hugs.
XOXO.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so probably a little bit before you jump through the plant. Lastimos lets you know that in terms of supplies, he cannot really spend you like any medical resources right this second. And the most he can promise, as majority if not all of the defensive force is still occupied with mopping up the swarm, the host of pestilence, that without Night Lords it's not as dangerous, but it's still a lot in creatures to disperse, to kill off, to break the formation. At the most he can promise a few trusted soldiers like defensive specialists to keep the plant on the other side safe, so at least in the worst case scenario you have a way out, a way back.
Alright.
That's the most
I
he
will
can
just
promise.
be like, all affirmative. Be like, alright, thanks.
And I apologize that this is not a fight I or anyone else is following you in, but if the recent battle has proven anything, is that out of everyone here, you have a proven track record against the Night Lords. Good hunting.
I don't know if I can over message, but I send the little like salute emoji.
I mean, it
Locked in.
doesn't... Unless you want to specifically have this entire thing through a message, I just thought that it would have been possible.
It's
for him to,
whichever.
like, see you in person just before you go through.
I salute.
You just say 07.
Yeah, 07. Salute.
Impressive to pay respects.
The salute emoji is my favorite one.
Yeah.
He salutes me all the time.
I salute all the time.
Right.
Gang, let's fucking assemble. Avengers.
And then the episode cuts off.
Yeah, and then I walk from portal with my...
Maximum?
Alright.
Wait, does that mean I get to be Iron Man? Or
If
like
you want, I
Iron Man,
guess. Yeah.
I'm
I
the
figured the
artificer.
robot guy would be Iron Man, but
Yeah,
you know.
that's why I was saying maximum pulse.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that makes more sense.
Right.
You're right, you're right.
On the other hand, well, Artificer,
Mm-hmm.
Stark does makes quite a few technological things, so I can
Yes,
buy that
yes.
as
I
well.
have no idea who I would be.
I know who I am.
And honestly, I'm not sure if there
The
is, but
Guy,
I
your
wouldn't,
Hawkeye cap.
I wouldn't be surprised if Artificer
Half
had
clearly Ultron.
a subclass for making like exosuits.
Power suit?
Yeah, yes, they
yes,
do.
yes,
Called
he does.
armor.
Oh,
They
yeah,
do.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
it's
is
literally
armor.
the class for people who are. It's like I just want to be Iron Man.
Yeah.
Run on.
I think the closest person for Dolan would be like freaking Vision. Like there's not.
But from the
many
original
people.
Avengers? Like
Yeah.
the movie, obviously. Hmm.
There's not. I guess Hawkeye, kind of, but not really.
I
Just the
think
fact that I'm
Casper
like
is...
I
a
mean-
normal guy who is
Yeah.
a wizard.
They put Ultron into Marvel Rivals, didn't they?
Yeah, they're
going
going
to.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's
I
can't
coming
wait.
next season.
They also put a dominatrix in Marvel.
Well, that's just her thing. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Hmm.
I know. It's just.
Judging people by their sexuality is problematic.
rude.
Cap.
Honestly.
That's incredibly problematic. Cap.
Will not be gaslighted by any of you.
I'm not gaslighting. Like that's fucked up that you judged her like that. That's incredibly fucked up.
How does saying they put a dominatrix in my rival?
Oh my
be
god, shut the
considered
fuck
judgment?
up! You're falling first bait again.
Yeah, maybe
son
not.
of my
Maybe not.
God.
Maybe let's not continue this train of thought. Maybe let's not keep digging.
Monkey needs to stop.
But he falls for it every time.
I know. Stop.
Where's that just stop gift where you need it? All right,
We walk through the gate.
gang, you bunch of fucking lemmings. You.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, yeah, I don't know where that came from.
I love lemon.
You.
I love lemon.
You jump through the plant-like gate, the connection points that made by Chivis seats from one city, bastion of light, to another. And as you arrive, of course, the vibes of the more Viking Nordic feel are immediately present, but so is the sense of danger, the threat that permeates through the air. It seems like you have stepped in as there's a lull in combat, but whenever you see us, I'm pretty sure that the seed would have been planted, like, most likely in the city, so that it can be more easily defended if need be. So as you stepped in, there are a few warriors nearby just were rushing to a different position that just hold for half a moment, almost turning their weapons to a new arrivals, realize who you are, and then oh great, reinforcements. Sorry, you can talk. And then they like keep rushing forward. The entire city is a vast hive of activity. Some people getting others from under debris, others gathering weapons or just trying to repair it, sharpen it before the next assault comes. And of course the weather, as obviously the effects I have on this page image do not do it justice. It's not as severe for reasons, but imagine that this town is like it's being battered by the edges of like category 5, actually yeah, magical category 6 hurricane.
So it's like constant monsoon, torrential, and like insane wind.
Yes, however it's not
Got it.
as extreme, so like you can still operate normally. You still have to talk loudly, but you don't have to scream over each other to hear yourselves. Apart from Winona, does anyone else has access to control weather?
I think it's
No.
Yeah,
I do have access to it.
it would just be the clerics.
Right. So, yeah, the effects are not as severe because the party's clerics, so Pastor and Winona, without a roll, just from your Arcana skill and, well, understanding the spells, the magic that you yourselves have, you can feel in the air the thrum of magic and have a strong suspicion that the city's own spellcasters, like I call them shamans, but yeah, class-wise, clerics or basically anyone that would have access to even ritualized control weather, they are trying to powering all of their power, energy, perhaps even some life force into keeping a bit of that storm at bay, so that it doesn't sweep the entire city. So it doesn't sweep the city entirely. That's what I meant to say. imagine like pretty soon you would try to like catch someone's attention so that you are, given
I got this.
directions.
No, last time it went bad.
Abram will proceed
Okay.
to ignore Sasa and do what he did last time at a different city and scream in his bellowing voice, "Where is your leader?
gonna
He's
cast
come
silence?
from the city of hope!"
Sassa's just
cast
like hands
silence.
on his shirt, flying backwards to try to pull this massive man. Definitely cannot, but it's trying
You
anyway.
are not moving me.
I am not. Of course, I'm not.
I am a steel wall coated in cement.
And I got a strength of 10.
I'm shutting the window now.
Don't worry. I cast silence so we can just move on.
No,
We'll just go to the big building where it looks like where people in charge would be.
Actually, as this is a combat situation, the leaders, especially of a Viking-styled city, are not hiding themselves in the big defensible building. They are leading closer from the front line. So as Ibrahim bellows, or even if his silence, very soon there is a war horn blasting, the sound of a war horn blasting through the air, and
I think that worked.
like going again, like, and this is not like a high place. Like most of the buildings are not very high. Oh, also because obviously I couldn't find the exact ideal representation, but like when it comes to like the looks, like this picture pretty much gives the vibes, the theme of the city. It might be a little bit slightly larger, and of course it has some defenses. It's not like open field like that, but yeah, that's the general gist of it. But yeah, following the war horn leads you and quickly allows you to find Hjalmar. I believe that's the name of the
Yeah,
guy
that's
I
him.
gave,
yeah, come on.
Yalmar!
who I believe also
Oh, I fought him.
No, you
also,
didn't.
also was the one that
Oh, wait, no, you did.
responded to that message from
You're the one who's like,
Dolan.
fucking get over here, help!
Yeah. He definitely looks like he was in a tumble, like some serious one. At least in two places you see fresh bandages. He looks a bit tired. Obviously those warriors are made out of the sturdy stuff, but even proper Viking warriors would have bags under their eyes if they were forced to keep fighting for an hour straight, probably more. So he looks fatigued, injured, but even despite that, he gives honest, tired but honest smile, seeing you here. Ah. Welcome, friends. I'm glad you decided to join us. And someone in the back, like part of his like entourage, royal guard, who also doesn't look completely fine, like they're in the humble. Actually, let's give me an overall opinion. Very rarely you will see a citizen of this city, either a civilian or a soldier, that looks fine. They are either looking tired, like fatigued, or injured.
Oh,
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, the only reason we don't is because we've been getting really lucky.
You do not see many bodies, though. You do not see many, like, casualties. Maybe they're already taken care of the bodies, but it looks like they have been spending every bit of the resources, their defenses they had to, like, keep the fatalities low. But, well, every bit ends at some point. But yeah, so in the back, like talks to him and says, only 5 of them? That's not many reinforcements. The one standing next to him, like, hits him, like, gives him like a hits him in the ribcage with his not ankle, the fucking elbow strike. Shut up. Those 5 are worth an army. At least from what Hjalmar said.
Yeah, we're cool. We're cool as fuck.
We're pretty awesome, yeah.
Also, do they not see like the giant cannon I brought with me? The ship-sized cannon?
Yeah, plus, look at that. Well, friends, I wish I could have offered you better hospitality, but the situation is a bit dire. We are able to keep the minions of the serpent at bay, no matter how many of their ilk is being thrown at us, but I'm not a fearful man, but I will be honest with you. If the Lord of Seas decides to attack in earnest, commit his full power against us, I believe without your assistance, that will be the end of it.
Well, fear
Why-
not. We're here to help.
Why only now? Was he merely toying with us in the years past? He just shrugs and says, honestly, considering he wants to kill us now, I don't give a fuck what was happening in the past. We have a problem in the present.
Might be the fact that we've killed 1, 2, 3, 4 or 3 Night Lords. Even just counting on his fingers out loud.
Whoever wants to from the party to do... actually, it wouldn't even be any skill check, but like flat in intelligence or wisdom roll. I'm not sure which, but
Pretty
whatever
good,
is
though.
higher
Did
for
not
you.
mean to click that. That will be a...
It's a straight check.
Yes, not skill, just either like flat ability check of wisdom or
Oh.
Intelligence.
20.
18. Or if when I use my first
11.
roll, it will be at 24.
Yay.
What am I making?
Any intelligence, like a straight ability check, intelligence or wisdom.
Yes,
You're
whichever is
Dang.
higher.
If
for
only
you.
my muscles represented my intelligence.
Unfortunately, they don't.
No.
Unfortunately, you're not strong.
No.
Well, that's a 3.
Yeah, for Ibrahim, yeah, Ibrahim and Winona, like Winona might have some suspicion, but this is like if the player has suspected anything. Ibrahim is like way too hyped for upcoming duel. Not thinking about this.
Yeah, oh yeah, and he hasn't told anybody about it except for Dolan. Nobody else knows Hellstrom here.
Yeah, and the rest of you, yeah, that's pretty much it. Considering that you've learned that the entire shitfest, like this city being attacked by Jormungand, the Iron Spark being attacked by the Lord of Abyss, like all of those shitstorms happened roughly at the same time, which leads you to believe, or rather you can your characters can make that strong assumption that your actions were the first domino that started the chain reaction. And Sasa could have the added realization, not realization, but like thought that, you know, when it comes to balance, light and dark, there is darkness cannot exist, shadows cannot exist without light. And when you started fighting back, making actual change, purifying the darkness and bringing a little bit of light back, the conflict flared anew. Through struggle, perhaps through struggle you can achieve balance. But that means even if the Night Lords do not react consciously, they still react through their gut feeling, through their animalistic instinct. That there is danger, there is conflict, there is war again.
So
as
wait,
they were
did I misheard you said that there cannot be balance without
There
conflict?
can be balance.
the balance can be brought through conflict.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the opposite. That balance had to be brought without conflict, and I was like,
So-
what? Huh? What?
Yeah, it's a
In that
reach
case,
heaven
we
through
would
violence
already
kind
be
of
fucked.
situation. Yeah.
Got it. That sounds great for me. Me and my canon are all for this.
We loved conflict.
I love violence.
So before we start off this big fight that we're about to do, where are we at right now as we walk out of the portal? Where are we?
I'm just showing this for a moment
Yeah.
to show the adjustment that the storm has moved a bit.
Three.
Let's say you are like inside the city, like inside its defensive perimeter.
Is this like a large open space? Where we are
a-
right now? Is it like a small plaza?
Something like a plaza, yeah.
Alright, are we close to the front lines or like kind of midway point?
Midway point.
Okay, guys, I have a
And-
funny thing. Will you bear with me for a moment?
No.
Oh.
I did not
Yes.
foresee this.
Well, they are one of our few allies, right?
Yes.
So Dolan's gonna say, we'll need your full strength to aid us in the coming battle, most likely. So, I brought this to help. He's gonna cast invisibility, and he's gonna use his, what's it called? Font of Magic to subtle cast the following spell.
The what spell?
He's gonna take out his Scroll of Wish.
Oh fuck.
Okay.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
He's specifically doing it so that no one can see him or hear him cast it so that it is uncounterable.
Ah.
What is happening?
I'm gonna cast Wish. He's going to put. I wrote it out specifically so I don't fuck it up.
Teleport Jumurgander right on top
Teleport
of
him
the
into
village.
space. No.
Right now.
Teleport
gonna
him to hell!
He's gonna say, "I wish for all the structural and bodily damage to the city of Bright Glaciers caused by the Lord of Seas to be undone, and all those killed by the Lord of Seas to be resurrected as per the spell, true resurrection, safely in this clearing." and then his invisibility will break.
Alright. Let me look up the...
I love the idea of like, because he's leveled the building so many times, there's like buildings rising up underneath other buildings.
Yeah.
I just like to think this is just Dolan is just pulling, like, we were joking about the Avengers team, but now he's pulling off the anti-blip where everyone returns like 5 years later.
Yeah.
Like the reverse Thanos.
Yeah.
Some of these people might have been dead for like 100 years.
Yeah,
Like,
true resurrection affects people up to 200 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, like imagine someone fucking got erased in the middle of the ocean.
As long
right?
as they did not die from old age, I can resurrect them right now.
Yep.
Okay. So, I will allow this, like, this happens. However, I'm looking at the potential consequences, ensuring how much stuff this will do.
I will never be able to cast Wish again. That's like a given.
I mean, you will. It's just a matter of making a roll.
What would you like me to roll?
If I'm
Oh, so you're
reading
just-
if I'm reading the spell right, yes, Monk.
No, never mind. I was thinking of something else. Because
You could do 100.
yeah.
Yeah, because at least I'm looking at one sentence that is striking out for me. That finally there's a 33% chance that you are unable to cast Wish ever again if you suffer distress. Not sure about distress, but I'm gonna say, like, this effect.
This is stressful.
This
Yeah.
this conducts stress of like
So it's
Magical
36%?
33. So
33. So 33 and below on this D100, and I will never be able to cast Wish.
yeah, we're gonna do the one.
Ever again. Yep.
We're good, baby.
Okay. So there is
Scroll burns up.
I'm gonna say if you are willing, because I'm gonna say, like, yeah, no one could have countered the spell, no one see you casting it, but there is suddenly like magical,
Yeah, there's like a shockwave. This is an
shockwave
insane
going.
amount of magic.
Going through, and I'm not even gonna say there's a moment of like you look up and above the city there's Aurora Borealis or something similar effect. Like that
Hell
usually.
yeah.
I got some banana bread at work today, dude. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Anyway, after all this settles, all this really cool effect of the city knitting itself back together and the people being resurrected, Dylan turns to the guy and is like, just 5 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just blink, not even able to like give a comment. Meanwhile, Hjalmar also like blinks and then just starts laughing.
All of his wounds knit together, closed.
Yeah, laughing to the point of him, like, you know, when you like laugh so hard you start coughing. Yeah, he gets that point of like, you magnificent people. I'm sad our meeting didn't happen years ago.
Dylan nods and says, sorry to keep you waiting. We're very busy.
Mm-hmm. Night Lords to kill and such.
But now it's this one's turn. Let's get to it, everyone.
Sasha's just been like flying off, looking where to put the cannon. Well, which is the biggest ship you have? She approaches this guy.
Yes, I'm glad that you are willing to jump into action, and all of this, like, he points all around at the effects of the spell.
Wish spell.
He doesn't know, like, not sure what magic he used, but goddamn, like, ancestors be praised, you came through. But there are like 2 bits, helpful bits, that we need to go through. Well, one helpful bit and one information that might help you do an action. Sorry, I know I'm healthy, but
The mental exhaustion, I get it.
yeah, mental-wise, it's like a different matter. Well, first thing, and then like he gives you like a nod to motion to follow him into the short trek, just a few minutes, into the underground portion, like a basement of the Jarl's house, like the biggest, the meanest looking house in the middle of the city. And then as you're walking, he says, well, normally there will be, you know, the whole ceremony about taking proper oaths, proving yourselves and whatnot, but considering what you did, I think you already proven yourselves beyond any doubt, and as strong as you are, I think you would prefer to be a little more protected from the cold.
Yes. Dolan's like actively shivering.
Right. I will say, I hope you are can handle quite a bit of pain, the burning kind, because this is not a pleasant experience, but it definitely makes you weather the cold much better. And,
I can only imagine how big of a coat they have to give Ibram.
and
Dolan is like thinking in his mind, he's like, they're gonna burn us alive?
Yeah, that
They're
sounded
gonna
like we're gonna
brand
get
us or
like
something?
we're, we're gonna go through like a branding. Yes.
Yeah, it's like a magical brand, maybe.
and
Can
he,
just drink like warm soup.
Can we just eat some
Like
soup?
Valheim, can I drink soup?
not soup, blood. As
Oh,
he opens,
wonderful.
as he opens door to a chamber, obviously well protected, guarded and whatnot. There's not too large, but all of you can fit in, chamber with pedestal in the middle with a bowl inside of it that is filled and overflowing with what can only be described as boiling blood. The reddish substance, you cannot miss it, considering that some of you have bled out literally gallons of this stuff in combat. And even though you do not see any, there's nothing that's heating it up, but it's bubbling, it's boiling hot.
Maybe this is some of their ancestor magic that they mentioned. Interesting.
Ibram enters, drink it like it's alcohol mode. It's a Bloody Mary. What's that archer saying?
And considering the situation, I'm not gonna bother you with the whole story. The short part is, years ago, we are not the best with tracking time, but around 15, 20, I want to say, one of our fiercest warriors, a fine lass who didn't back down from any challenge, just one day went through the sea. We thought her dead, surely, that no one could survive, but that mad woman, that amazing mad woman, apparently, even though we didn't really believe her, apparently found others, and she brought back this. Well, the knowledge how to do this, the blood is hers. Her gift, her blessing to those warriors that are worthy, that never let their warrior spirit die down. And above the board, if you decide to drink it, you will get one roll to see if you get benefits from it or not. If you fail that roll, there will be some consequences. And as for the roll itself, that will be for the physical attribute, either Constitution saving throw. As for the magical attribute, actually no, sorry, this is like purely like, even though this is a magical thing, like it's about your body being able to
Endure it.
yes, endure it and like properly digest it. So yeah, this sadly will be only be like a Constitution saving throw. If you get, because I have like two different set of DCs, if you get the lower DC, you do get resistance to cold damage, but only for the purpose of, you know, dealing with this Night Lord.